Good morning. This is Eva. I have another pile of things on my desk here, and I have my scoring board out because I'm going to be doing some scoring this morning with you. I'm making a folio. Now this was going to be an apothecary folio I was going to do. There's 2 more parts to the apothecary set, and I was going to do those, and we're just running out of time. So this is actually going to be the last video tutorial type of thing that I'm doing until after we get moved and into the motorhome. And then it'll probably be a few days after we get in that we'll be doing anything that has to do with tutorials, the paper crafting. But we are going to be doing a couple of videos about our move. We are going to be doing that just sort of as we go along. We'll do a little bit. And they may not go up until after we get moved, so we have to be out of here by the end of the month. And we did find a motorhome, thank goodness. But we're going to do a little video that just talks about, what we've been going through the last bit. We'll talk about the subscriber draw that we've been yapping about for I don't know how long and just haven't gotten to. We're going to do a video of that, and that will go up probably Saturday. Anyway, we will see how that goes. But today I'm going to do this this little folio. And well, it's quite involved. There's a few things that have to be done. But it's not a difficult one, is the thing. It's not going to be too difficult. Now this is a folio. This is actually a free folio. There'll be a link down in the click here area, and if you just click there, it'll drop open, and you will be able to find the links in there. Yeah, but this is by Vectoria Designs. That's VEC Designs. It's called the Library Card Folio, and it is actually quite a nice little folio. It is meant for people that have a library or books that you may loan out to friends. And it helps you keep track of who's got what book, and it helps them keep track of when you'd like that book back. It's designed on the old library card system that used to be in libraries. I worked in a library for a year. We were still on a card system, so you still had the cards. They also were just moving into the computers, so it was sort of a crossover time. But they still had the cards, and they still used the Dewey Decimal System to set up the library and things like that. So this kind of brought a nostalgia to me. And we do have a very extensive collection of books, far more than most people have. I wouldn't want to try and use this to keep track of the, if I was loaning them out. I have loaned books out in the past and never got them back. It's just sort of a thing that happens. So, I don't loan my books very often anymore. As a matter of fact, I never loan them. Anyway, we are going to get down to this. I'm going to be doing scoring. I'll explain to you. Now, I am adding in a couple of things. One, I'm going to be adding this is just the name of the folio, just to remind me. I'm going to be adding this in. Now this is an extra. There is a repeat. This fits onto one of these pages. I'm going to be putting it on the inside as well, just so that it's there. And you'll see why later on. So that's an extra that I'm adding in. And this is another little set, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was also library cards related. And it's very similar. It's what you would put into your book. So it's sort of extras that would go into your books. And I am going to be using these as well as the 2 that are included in this set. So if I set things aside a bit here, you'll see there's library cards here. They're very similar to those. They're a little taller. No, I guess they're the same size. And then there's little pockets somewhere. There they are. The little pockets. So you have these little pockets that hold the cards, and you have a pocket that holds the things that go into the book. And these back pieces you would glue into your library book, and we'll talk about that when I get to them. But anyway, so there is the pockets, there is the cards, and we are going to get going and put this thing together. All right, because there's quite a bit to it, a lot of gluing and that sort of thing. There is a part that is an accordion type of attached part that we'll be putting those onto, and we'll do the scoring on those in a minute. I'm going to get to scoring first. If I get it all scored, then we don't have to come back to scoring later on. So let's do this. Let's set this up. And one thing with Victoria is she generally lines her lines up so you can score quite easily from one line to another without having to move too much. In this case, yeah, I had to move a little bit for that. But do your scoring. Yeah, that one's not lining up. Okay, let's turn you over and line you up on a line that I have a line on. So I get you lined up right. Lining, lining, lining. All right, there. Okay, I'll set that up. Maybe I will score these all as we kind of come to the sections. It might make it easier for me to do that. Score and glue and score. Now this one has a little gusset, or it's actually a little spine here, and it's very small. It's like 1/8 of an inch or whatever these lines are, but it's like that size. And then it has the wider one on the other side, and this one will fold in, and the other one will fold kind of over the top of it. So yeah. Now I am using my bone folder a little bit heavier, this little score tool, because, and I'm actually putting the point down, because the cardstock I'm using is 199 GSM. It is the Hammermill 199 GSM. It is 110-pound index card. I'm going to, yeah, I think I'll do the scoring sort of as we go along, so I'll just set that to one side and get my glue and real glue. Now, I will link to Victoria's tutorial on this, just, you know, to have the link to it. I do it slightly different, and but I will link to her tutorial, mostly because it's polite to do so. All right, so I'm going to be gluing. Now this is you know, kind of the big thing. You glue this to this tab. This is all going to fold. So I'm going to pre-fold this. As I've said many times, fold away from the crease line that you made. So if you're creasing on the top like I did, where, you know, so you can see your lines, then fold away from you and then fold it back in to, you know, to the place you want it. That way it folds without cracking your stuff. And then we're going to be folding this, and we're going to be gluing this like this. So this part goes on top of the other piece. I'm going to do all the folds to get going. I've got things jumping at me, trying to come in, and, you know. Now this one, if you fold on sort of the back one first and then on the front one, it's sometimes a little easier to get them. These little skinny ones are usually a pain to do, but once you get them, they're good, and they really help with see, all I'm doing is just trying to help it fold in the right place, because it wants to fold bigger. It's wanting to fold way over here, and I don't want it to. I'm trying to get it to to want to fold where I want it. I did crease that, yes. I think I did. Did I? I thought I did. Let me just bring this back up and we'll crease it again. Okay. Crease. Crease. All right, I'm going to do it the other way just because that's what he wants to do right now. It just to get it to crease, that little creasing. Oh boy, it's being stubborn. Did I get you? I think I got it. Well, you know, if anything can go wrong, it's gonna. You are really making my life difficult at this moment. Yeah, there we go. I got you. I got you now. There. And fold that little one too, because you need that little edge along there. You can see it's just tiny, but you need it for the inside, for when you start folding things over and you want it to be able to do that. That folding, now I want to, it's really stubborn, this little tiny fold is really being stubborn on me. Look, just do what you're supposed to go. Yeah. Alright. You know what? I'm going to call that good enough for now. We'll figure that one out. We'll fix it. I mean, it's not broken. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just once we get all the goodies on it, it might work a little bit better. But right now, I'm just trying to get the crease to actually be a crease and fold right on both of them. Like you have to have it on both. This is, after all, going to be opening and closing as you use the folio. There. All right, let's just do this. Get you down. Okay. There you go. All right, now we'll get this one down. So I needed it to crease first, and then I could mush it down a bit. Okay, I think we got her. Okay. All right. This one won't give us as much grief because it's bigger. It's just bigger. And the bigger they are. This doesn't seem to have creased very good today with this little guy. Maybe I need to use my bigger one. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking quiet today. I don't know if I am or not, but yeah. So how's our move been going? Well, it certainly has. We were really worried for a while. We didn't have a place to move. We didn't have, we couldn't get help. It was a lot of stress for the both of us. Now we have a motorhome that has been approved. We haven't picked it up. We haven't even seen it. We kind of bought it sight unseen, which isn't your smartest move in a motorhome, but we are trusting that this fellow is going to treat us right and not, you know, not mess us up completely. So, okay, I got a little edge here that I need to fix. I need to fix you. There. That's it. Edge fixed. Not really. Okay. There. Fixed. Fixed. There. That's it. Anyway, let's get to this thing and get it done. I think this is the inside, is the thing. Oh, wait, no, this is the outside. Anyway, we'll refold all of this way, and now here we go. So we can glue this thing together. Victoria uses double-sided tape, and she also uses glue stick. I do not use either on things like this because I want them to hold together for as long as you want to use it, and not sort of in a year be falling apart because the glue is dried out and it has no hold. What you want to do with this is you want to get it right up against the line and try and get it even top, even along the bottom and the top, you know, kind of thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I had written on here that what pages they were, because it was written on the card that I was cutting off of. It's not necessary, and those would be covered up anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, so we got this far. So now we have the front and the inside. Now I did do the inside, like the back side. I put color on it, and when you're printing it, it's a good idea on the first, I think, 6 pages. The first 6 pages do the backs, and there are 2 different back papers that you can use. One is this one, which is a kind of a pinkish color, and the other one is a greenish color. Let me see if I can find the greenish color. I know I had it on something here. Yeah, on the cards. So it's like on the cards. I did it on the cards, and I may have done it on a couple of the others. Yeah, there I did. Now this is a different one. This is a paper from the extra set, the extra kit that I found, the library code kit. This one. This is actually paper from there. I liked it. The trouble was when I printed, because it does not do a full page. It is deliberately set smaller than an 8.5 by 11. It didn't extend when I said full page or fit to page. It did not extend to the edge of the page. It was made deliberately that way. So I ended up with this little white ridge on this one thing, and I think it's the only one that has that. The rest of them, I think, printed on the rest of them printed fine. But it's just on this one. I'm not really worried about it. That is a file folder. That is going to be folded to the inside. You're not really going to see that white. So, you know, it is how it is. Now, the next thing we need, and I clipped these together because they were on the page, and I kind of tend to clip pages together. So these 2 things are the flaps. They're the next flaps we need to put on. There's flaps on several of these. Now these are those are file folder things, and this is another one that we're going to be putting on, and there should be one more. Go up there. Okay, let's see. That one wants to stick to me and not go around. There should be one more. Where's the one more flap? Oh, yes, it is. It is this. You cut this off. I didn't. Okay, so they are actually joined together. I need to cut this apart. Yeah, just realized that. You have to cut these 2 apart because there wasn't space. Now she mentions this in a comment to somebody, but not in her video, that these 2 need to be cut apart. So I had very carefully cut them differently. But that's okay. They are fine. There, that didn't take much, and it's all good. And if you want, you can get your ink, and you can ink along the edge and do all your inking and your goodies and, you know, things like that. I'm not going to do that because it takes too much time right now. Anyway, so those go on to one of the things. We'll put those aside. Now, these 2 need to go where the rounded flap is. You've got one that's squared off, this one, which is squared off, and one that's rounded. And if you put your rounded one on your right-hand side, your book is actually facing upright. These 2 go on this one. They go on to this one. So we're going to crease and then fold, and we'll put those on in a second. So let me yank out. Look at my little one. It fits on the desk better, and you know, is just as good. And I'm actually going to use this because it creases a little bit better, I think. It's skinnier, so it gets down into the crack a little bit easier. All right. Yeah, I got 1 box packed yesterday. Gary has been awesome. He's been out and about doing and finding, and he has to take on that whole load of getting us a place and all that, because I just don't, I can't do it. I had to go the other day to make sure that I can get my oxygen, and that was exciting. I have to get my blood gases done every so many months, and it hurts. It does, because they have to go into, they don't go into like your little veins that show. They have to go into an artery, and it really hurts. So, but you know, you have to do these things to get what you need, and the older you get, the more you have to do. It's really funny. We were talking about the driver's license tests that seniors have to do, and we were laughing because I don't know if a young person could pass the test, but they expect, you know, seniors to be able to do it. And the test, Gary has to go for them every couple of years now, just because he's reached 80 and, you know, has to. It's a hoop you have to jump through. It's just one. But the test here in where we live in Alberta, the test is you have to count backwards from 100 to 2 by sevens. And we were laughing because, you know, we said, you know, from what we understand, a lot of young people couldn't do it, but old people are supposed to be able to do it. So. And in Ontario, they have you draw a circle, and then they have you put a clock face on it, so they're doing an analog clock. And then they tell you what time to put on the clock. And we were laughing because we said, you know, young people, they don't even have clocks like that. So they wouldn't probably, a lot of younger people wouldn't be able to do it. They just wouldn't know what to do. You know, like, what the heck are you talking about? We don't have a clock like that. And they draw a square box and say, what time do you want me to write? You know, like, but yeah, we were just laughing about it because it's actually a funny situation where they expect, you know, a senior to do these things, it's supposedly showing cognitive ability or something, but I mean, really, it's something we learned in school. Anyway, so we have to laugh about things like that because, you know, you come across these things constantly. With seniors have to do this, and it's like, well, could a young person do that? Are you expecting a young person to do that? No. Well, why do seniors have to do it? You know, kind of that sort of situation. And it is funny. I don't know what it is in other places, but seniors have to go through these special tests and stuff to make sure that you are capable of driving. And I agree with things like that. I don't disagree with, you know, having the testing and stuff done. But I do find it funny, the tests they decide you need to do as a senior. Okay, so you can see how, look at how this did. I had it straight, and then it decided it wasn't going to go straight anymore. It said, no, I think I'll just go a little crooked here. Okay. Hold it down. Make it go. There we go. All right. There we are. All right, so that's one. Now it's not, yeah, this is doing the same as what she did. Anyway, so that's one. And they're actually going on the inside. They actually fold this way, I think. I think they fold in this way. Like this. And then it folds up, you know, kind of. This goes on the inside, and yeah, this goes and this goes. These are around. No, that's not. It goes inside like that. Anyway, let's get over here because this is the outside. We are working on this. Now, we have these two. Now, where did they go? Do they go here? No, they do not. They go on this one, I believe. And these actually fold backwards. So, let's get the little scoreboard out again. We'll do this. Yep, that one's already done. We just have to bring this in. Now, I'm hoping I'm getting this in the right place. I watched the video. I watched her video this morning. That doesn't mean anything. It just means I watched it. No, I do try and watch. If they've got an instruction video, I try and watch it before I start so that I don't make a complete fool of myself. But this, I think, goes here, and it folds in like this. So it folds towards the back, and it goes here, and then this folds towards the back and goes on top of it. So it has this little area here, I think that's how it goes, and then that, because you want that above the little thing, and this goes this way, like so. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, what we're supposed to do before we put this on, I think, she did all the pictures. She did all the pictures. No, maybe she did this too. I don't know. Maybe I have to go and watch the video again and come back. That might be a thing. Okay, we're going to set that there. So the pictures are these things, not this. So we've got these things. You're extra. Okay, so these are the pictures that we have for all the different parts of the thing. So we have these that go on the, yeah, there's two of these that go on the these. Not you, you. And these go on the other side as well. And then we have these. One of these goes here. Yes, we're working on the outside right now. Okay. One of them goes here. This is the rounded corner one that goes here. You can tell where they go. It's fairly easy to follow the directions and get the right things in the right place. And then we have this little set. And like I say, I put them together by page. I'm going to set that over there. And we have, and those go on those doors. And we have, oops, where's the square one? This one that goes here. Okay, so we're going to glue all these in place. And we have one that goes here as well. That's this one. So that one goes there. Okay, and this is going to be your outside. Now the thing to do before you start gluing is make sure you've got them the right way around, because one of them is actually upside down to the rest. And I believe these ones go this way and this way. So when you fold it, this is not easy to do, but I'm going to do it with pins and try and show you what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to put these together like this just to hold them, because we don't want to glue until we know for sure we're putting them in the right place, you know. So I'm just going to do it this way and this way. And then when you fold it, because this is the outside, this is the cover area. Like this is the area you're going to see on the outside. So when you turn it over to the inside, oops. Oh yes, you had to drop off, did you? Oh, you didn't have a pin. Okay. When you turn it over to the inside, you want to make sure that everybody's facing upright, like the way you want it to. So when you shut your book up, everything's facing the right way. So this is your front, okay? So everything should be facing the right way. Now this is upside down, but it shouldn't be. Maybe you'll have something else that fits there. Hang on. Nope, that's too big. Keep that one. Nope. That's upside down as well. That one. There we go. That's the one. So when you're opening it, everything is the right way around. So you just have to make sure you've got like the right pictures in the right, on the right area. Oops. Let's do it. Nope. Let's do it this way. All right. So then you can see. Now she had one upside down. I don't know why. Because you don't really need to. So you can see that, this goes on here. Yeah, these are upside down. That's what it is. These are kind of upside down to what you want, but when you fold it, okay, I'm just going to take this guy out for a second. When you fold it in, you're folding it in this way. You're folding these in this way. Oh, they are upside down. No, everything is upside down. Okay, and you're folding it this way, and then this is your outside. Yeah, this is your outside. So this goes like in like that and like that. Yeah, these are definitely upside down, so we don't want those on there. And then on the inside, they'll go this way. You have one on the front and one on the back of each one of these sections. So they'll go that way, and then they'll be right side up, So, okay, so this is the one that goes on the outside. So we're just doing the outside gluing right now. So we're going to take each one of these little things, and we're going to glue them so they fit in. And this will go here. Like that. All right. Okay. Let's get to. I've really made a mess. I've really got a mess now. Okay, so let's start on the right-hand side, and we'll just glue these in. Now, you just want you don't need a huge amount of glue. You need enough that it's going to hold it down. But none of these are pockets. So you don't have to worry about going in too far or anything like that. Put enough glue. Then it's going to, and I usually put a little squiggle in the middle, just to make sure that it's all gluing properly. And then you want to lay this in nicely like this and kind of line it up. Now this is another reason I use glue, because you do have a little bit of time to kind of wiggle it around, move it around. They call it wiggle room in the, in the biz that I'm in. And of course mine never wants to actually go straight, so there we go. I'm sure I'll hit it and it'll fly off and go do its own thing. Usually does. Okay. And then these two. Oops. So we'll just do these wings. If you just do it kind of in an order, if you pin them on like this, then it makes it easier, because then you can kind of, okay, now I know what goes where, kind of thing, and check it out. And then you're doing it, you're doing it and you got it correct. And it's really quite nice with this set because you do have the rounded corners. So you can actually, figure out that this one goes on this side, and this one goes on this side because the corner is rounded. And on the other side, then on this side, you'll have the same thing, you see. You're going to have the books. You got books on one side, and you've got butterflies on the other side. You see, when we get there. We ain't there yet. Let's get this done. Okay. And now that we know we're actually going into a motorhome, it's kind of getting exciting. Because we're going to go and see things that we didn't see when we lived in a motorhome the last time. We were really poor. We didn't have the income that we have now because I wasn't retired, so we didn't have my full income, and we didn't have a lot of things in place. We got those in place after we had moved off the road. Oops. All right, next. So yeah, so we're going to have, you know, all of this stuff with us, and we're moving into a proper motorhome. The one that we were in before was really old and really quite awful to live in, but it was what we had, and you know, it served us well for 3 years or so. Now make sure we're getting this the right way around. I took it off and I'm putting it back on the same way as I took it off, I'm hoping. There we go. Make it even if we can. There. If you don't push it down before you kind of get it in place, then it's better. Okay, I'm going to put this guy in so it doesn't keep falling out on me. So now we get to figure out what's going into storage and what's going into the motorhome, which is going to be really exciting. And this motorhome, we have what they call a basement, which means it's got storage underneath, the big storage things underneath. The motorhome we were in before didn't have that, so it was a little awkward, and we had way less space. And this one that we're getting actually has a slide, which, ooh, that's like, wow, we get a slide. A slide is a part of a motorhome. If you're not motorhome, you know, you don't have a lot of knowledge about motorhomes. A slide is a part of a motorhome. Usually, if there's only one, it's in the living room part, and it slides out and gives you a little bit more floor space, which is really nice when you're living in a small area. This way, yes. Yes. All right. Cross my fingers that I didn't set anything in upside down. There, and that is the front done. So now we can turn to the inside and be doing the inside. Okay, I took a few seconds while Gary had to change out batteries to go and have a look and see, so that I was getting these two pieces in the right place, which is why, you know, the desk looks a little different. Now, one thing that Victoria does is she cuts a little notch in here, and she very carefully measures and all that, and anybody who's watching my channel knows I just go for it. Close enough to the middle, you know, get the middle if you can. Right, you know, that'll look even. Yeah, it does to me. Does to me too. Try and make the line even across the thing. There is a little mark on either side that tells you where your sort of halfway part is. I can't see it, so yeah. Oi, 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 that flew. Okay, and then, you know, you can ink this up if you want to. I'm not going to bother. Then the next thing that she does before she puts these down is she puts this part up in place. And I'm going to leave that for a minute. I'm going to put these in place first. So they actually go in here, and what they're for is to hold the library card things in so they don't sort of slide out and, you know, make a mess. So you have the big one goes on the top, which is here, and the little one goes on the bottom over here. And you want to put them up against your fold, you know, your inside fold line. So your inside fold lines. All right. And you're only doing on the flap, and you're folding the flap backwards. So you're going to put it on the front of the flap. And it becomes a door. So you want to make sure that you're getting it on the fold line, and but not over the fold line. Like, make sure that you're right to the fold line, but not over it, so you don't end up with, you know, a mess. There, that's that one. Then we'll do the bottom one. Now I've done, like I said before, I've done different backs. I've printed different backs on mine. She used all sort of this pinkish back, I think, on hers. I did mine a little different. Now on here, because I was having trouble folding, I have a thing here. Well, it's this flap, but I want to cover that flap because I'm putting it on the fold line, not on the flap line. So make sure you get it on the right spot so that you're not putting it like too far in. You know what I mean? Now, one thing that she does not do with this, and I'm going to do, she does not cover these things because she used all the same paper. Hers doesn't look like this. It has, all the same pink all the way around. Mine doesn't. That's what this extra piece is for. I am going to put this little extra piece in here and cover up the mess, and then put in my library cards. So I'm doing that right now while I think of it, for one thing, so I don't forget it. It will also add a little bit of strength to that little part of the whole folio, just because it's an extra layer of cardstock, and it is cardstock that I did. I didn't do paper. You could just print on paper and just put paper in if you wanted to, and you could choose. You could choose to use the same thing that's on the other side, the butterfly, cut it down, whatever. It's your choice what you want to use and do with this. I'm actually going to turn this over because I want this part covered. And then I'm just setting it in sort of evenly around, and all it's doing is just making this area look nicer. It's just evening it up and giving it a nicer look to me. So like that. Yeah. There, okay. That's this. Now, we've got that in place. Now, the next thing she does, as I said, is this part. And for that, we need these little accordions. We've got these little accordions that we need to now put in place. Okay. I think my little thing has gotten further away from me or something, because I'm throwing things across the desk like I normally do, and they're not sticking. They're not flying toward the thing. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Wrong one. I gotta use this one today for some reason. And there we go. Yeah. Yeah, when you get one of these scoreboards, it does not come with these lines. If you're new, it doesn't come with these lines drawn. Get yourself a pen or a felt tip or something and draw in lines where you want them to be, if you want to be able to sort of see various marks. So I have quite a few marks on this one. Some of them are really light. You may not be able to see them, but I do have a few that are dark. Those are ones that I've used quite a bit and wanted them marked so that I can see them easier, because my eyes are just not that great, and this way it allows me to line things up top and bottom without having to figure out which line I'm actually aiming for. Sorry, my throat is just bothering me. I'm just going to grab a sip of water here. This place is so dry. Yeah, we're going to be having to stick around this province for a little while. Oh, crap. You get a little piece of glue on your fingers and you can't get it back off again. That's me. Okay, so I'm folding it in half, and then I'm folding the flaps outward. And this flap outward. So you have your little M or W or whatever you want to call it shape, like this. So have your little shape. Yeah, it's either a W or an M, whichever way you turn it. So do that. Yeah, fold this one in. Fold them both the same so that they look the same on your thing. And then I'm folding this one back. And this one back. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of squish it together. And that is going to go here to make the accordion so that it sticks out a little bit. So it goes on here. Face your slot inwards, okay? No, face your slot outwards. So it looks right on the outside where you're trying to put it. Face your little slot outward and put it. Now this is the one that's got the tiny little thing, okay? So make sure when you're putting these in that you're only going to the bottom, to the inside, the one that's closest to the inside line, so that you're not messing up your little thing there. Okay, so you put your V part to the outside and your other parts to the inside. Okay, like this. I know a lot of people will use a double-sided tape on these things because it makes it a little easier to do. I don't. I use glue because glue holds better. It holds for a longer period. Your tapes and things will wear out in time. They will get dry in time, and a lot of them will come loose from your project. They just dry out. I mean, you've probably seen this in books and things like that. Make sure you're up high enough away from that little line that you're not interfering with it with any part of this. Okay. Then make sure you're right along the edge of your little book. Okay. So just make sure that you're push that in. Make sure it's even as possible. I say it's possible because mine are never really even. And this one doesn't fold exactly right either, so whatever. Anyway, okay, we've fussed with that enough. Now I'm doing mine on the inside like this, and I'm doing both of them at once. Vectoria doesn't. She does one side, like she glues both things on one side and then puts the other one in place, and I'm just doing it this way because then I can see my edges where I need to have it better. You can see where my bottom is and where my edge is. So I can nudge things around a little bit and then push down and hold it in place. Move it over a little more. Doesn't want to move, of course not. Over a little more. There. Well, it's folded crooked, and that's one of my problems. But it's okay. It'll work, as long as you're not over top of the little bottom edge thing. Then you can fold this up like that, and it doesn't get a problem. Now you can put glue on both of these little things at the same time, and then you can flip the flap up and hold it and line it up so that it's lined up on the edge on each side, and then just hold it like that, and you can hold it. And there it is. And the little spine thing that you've got there is just to give your pocket space at the bottom, because you've got the space on the sides. So there you have it. There's your little pocket. And this goes up this way or this way, whichever, however you want to fold it. All right, now we're going to be putting more pictures in. Now the other thing that I didn't like, and I didn't make something to go here, I didn't like how this is. Like it's naked and it's got this strip and everything. But I'm going to pretend and ignore it because it does get these file folders. These go into it, and they do cover it up. So I'll just ignore it. So now we want to pull out these things, and we want to put our pictures on these. So we've got one for the outside and one for the inside of each of these things, right? And you want to make sure that you get them the right way around and all the rest of it. So, no, these go on. Sorry, that goes over there. This goes here. That's the square one. Oh, the square one is. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. This goes here, like that. See, like that. Oh, these do go on the inside. This goes. Yeah, let me see here. That goes like that. That goes like that. That goes like that. Those two go like that. That goes like that and that. Where do you go? You've got a place too. Where do you go? Up here. You go here. You must go there. Now I've got this square one extra, and I'm not sure. Maybe I should put it here, just to make it pretty. Could do. We'll see. We will see if that's actually an extra or if I've forgotten something. Which is a possibility with me. Alright, so clips. Let's do clips. So we're going to clip so that we know where everything goes. We're going to clip. And we're going to clip this to that. Like that. So then we know that and that. That and that. This goes here. This goes here. See, if you put this one here, you have the books upside down, so you don't want that. So you do this and that. There, okay. And then this goes onto this. And I think we'll start with that, we'll glue that. Now I know we have side ones as well. I know I set them someplace. There they are, hiding. 1, 2. They go like this. And that's how it's going to look. It's going to be really kind of cool. That's how it's going to look. All right. Okay, I'm going to set that aside because we don't need it right now. And I'm going to glue the side ones and then that top one first. Because I'm not snapping those in place. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that this is the last one I'm going to do for a while, but it's not the end of it. Please don't think it is. We will be doing the draw, and we've got over 120 people now, which I'm surprised and pleasantly surprised. Like, I'm happy and shocked and all the things. Yeah, it's been quite a thing for us doing this YouTube thing. We didn't really expect to have very many people watching us. We expected, maybe some family and friends and people like that. We certainly weren't expecting that the majority of people that were watching us would be strangers and quite enjoying us by the sound of it. We get some really nice comments from various ones. And, if you want to encourage us, just do that. Just give us a little comment that encourages us in some way. I mean, just say, I loved it, or, I hated it. If you didn't like something, please let us know, because we're here to learn. We're here to learn what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and how to do this, the best way we can. Okay, we're going to put this one on, and then it's done. Then our outsides are all done. So yeah, if you want to give us some encouragement, we really appreciate it. I answer every single one that writes, and I read them all to Gary. If he's busy doing stuff, I'll say, "Oh, listen to this. Somebody said something nice," and you know, we love to share those kinds of things with each other anyway. And words of encouragement are always very helpful. And being old people, words of encouragement are really, really good for us. So, yes. Okay. Now, let's get the rest of this. Let's get this one, and this one put on. We'll get this one put on. Oops, don't glue the wrong side. That could be ugly. I always do that little drop of glue in the middle just to give it a little extra strength when you're, you know, because the glue, it's not just the extra paper that adds strength, it's also the glue. If you use glue, I mean, if you're using the other things, it's not going to add that much strength. But if you're using glue, it adds strength to your card. So it actually, you know, strengthens your whole folio or journal or whatever it is you're adding that extra glue to. Oh, this bottle doesn't want to let its lid off sometimes. There we go. Okay. This one here, we just sort of center it. Now this one doesn't have a picture saying that's where it goes, so I'm just putting it there. There, that looks quite nice. That goes in like that, so that when you open it, it looks nice when you open the door. Now we've got these two on this side to do. This one's not as heavy, as deep, so it'll have a bigger surround. I'm really not sure where it should have gone other than this. You know, like it can't go here because it would have to go upside down. So, and this one's slightly bigger than it, if you see what I mean. It's bigger, so I'm really not sure. But anyway, we'll do what we do. Put this in. Right, you. I think that's good. There. And then, like I say, we've got this one. And that's the only thing I've got left to put on it. Oh, I see. No, it does fit. No. Yes. Oh, dear. Okay, I've done something here because I don't have my crease anymore. Oh, no, it's here. It's this one that's got. Nope, we're not supposed to have a crease there. No, we're right. We're good. I was going, what? No, it's just a mark. I thought it was a crease. It's just a mark. I thought, oh, it's gonna have a crease, but no, it's just this is just a door, like a door, you know. Anyway, yeah, let's put this in, and then I'll find out I've done it completely wrong, and you know, have to. Oh well, it'll go in, and it'll be what it is. As I said, you know, I went back and I watched a little bit, just enough to find out about the other things, which I was going to put in completely wrong. So, and I kept thinking, this is wrong, this is not going to be right. But, you know, there we are. Okay, so we're going to do this one, not in the middle. I'm going to actually do it here, where it looks like there's supposed to be a crease, and there's not one. There's not supposed to be one. For me, it looks like it should have been, but. It's not a glue-on part either, so I don't know. Anyway, this one does have a crease. Oh, that's what I did wrong. This one goes in here. Oh dear Lord. And I don't know if we're going to be able to lift the other one. I have to lift this one. There's the crease. It's here. Oh dear Lord. All right, let's pull her up. If you catch it within 24 hours, you can generally pull the glue up. It will make a mess underneath. Move over. It will make a mess underneath, but you can do it. Yep. And because this one is going to be smaller, some of this mess might show. Oh well, you know. Oh dear. Well, you know, it's all a learning experience, right? Crafting. That's what crafting is. It's just, you know, just having fun. Have fun with whatever. Whatever your craft is, have fun with it. Because if you can't have fun with a craft, you ain't going to have fun ever. You know? Alright, so this goes here because there's a crease. And now we have to make sure the crease is creased. Because, you know, there's supposed to be an opening here. Okay. Let's do this right. See, I knew something was up. It should have fit. And I'm going, this doesn't fit. This doesn't look right. Alright. Put it down. It'll cover most of it. There'll be a shabby little edge along the edge there. Move it over. Yeah. Yeah. There. Yeah, it's, you know, it's shabby looking. Well, you know what we can do is put a little ribbon in between there. Yeah. Cover it up. Put a little ribbon. Be done with it. Okay, where do you belong now? Wait, you shouldn't have stuck. Oh my goodness sakes. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I got glue on me. I'm just going to stick down now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's try and do something right. Oh, the joys of, you know, crafting. It's always so fun, you know, when you're doing a YouTube channel and you make a mistake like that. You just have to go with it. Like, you know, try and do something to fix it or something, you know, to just go with it. Now I do have washi tape, and I could probably put a piece of washi tape in there. I don't know if I've got any that's that skinny though. Most of my washi tape, that's the trouble with most of the washi tape I have. Now, this is too big. Oh, well, there you're square. This is too big. And I'm not sure. Oh no, this isn't. Sorry, this is fine. This doesn't have. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're good. We got it. It's a little bumpy, but you know, it is what it is. There, and that's got that little thing. And like I say, I've got washi tape. I just don't think I've got any that's big enough, or that's small enough. I mean, most of mine is wide. Yeah. Yeah, it's all too wide. It would go in there, but it's too wide. I would have to try cutting it down, and that is not easy on a, you know, roll of washi tape. So no, it's all too wide. See, it wouldn't look right if I tried cutting it down, because there's a lot with words and stuff. Anyway, so nope, that ain't gonna work. That's all the washi tape I have. Now I do have some really skinny tape. This stuff. It's really skinny tape, but it's too skinny. It wouldn't, you know, it it wouldn't do well there either. I don't have anything in between unless I go into my ribbon box, and I don't really want to dig around for ribbon right now. But at some point, that's probably what I would do is just put a piece of ribbon down in there, a decorative ribbon. Just stick a decorative ribbon down in that part, and it would be fine, you know? And we could even do a decorative ribbon then down in this part. Now, it still bothers me that the little area there isn't decorated. So I might do that. I don't know where this belongs. I think she used it on the back side of this, but I don't see the point in that. Not really sure. I am not really sure where that comes into play. I mean, I could chop a piece of this and put it in there, into that little bit. Just, you know, cover it up that way. That would work too. Anyway, let's continue tally ho. All right, so I'm going to fold these and get these into place, and then we'll work on the library cards themselves, because that is the point of this thing, is the library cards. So you've got these little file folders. You just fold in half, and they're actual little file folders like this, you know, and they go in here. And there's 3 of them. And they have their tabs in different spots so that you can, you know, you can actually write on the tabs and use them as the file folders in your thing here. And you might want to do it with book records, like if you're actually using this for a library, then what you could do with these is you could actually have a list, a physical list of your books and your anything like your albums, you know, anything like that. You could just make a list, print it off, or if you're doing it on the computer, or do it handwritten, and just tuck it in there, and then you've got an actual record of all the books you own, and possibly, you know, movies or anything that you have that you want to know what you've got. And there they are. So that's how they go in there, and they fit into there quite nicely. And then you can use them, like I said, for storing things, whatever. You can, if you want, you could put in like extra library cards and things like that in there, but you don't have to. They're going to have a little place here. So that's the next thing we're going to do, is the little pockets for the library cards. Now, there is a wide one. There's a wide one and a skinny one. Okay, and I've got 2 of each. I don't know why. I think there was 2 on a page. But she only used 1. Let's think. Pretty sure she only used 1, because she did. Yeah. 1 inside of this area. And they go here. And this was why I kind of covered that area up. So you have a wide one and a narrow one, and they fit. They fit in there. And they have one of these skinny little things. Now I have done these, I printed these on a different cardstock. It's a much thinner cardstock. It is, I think, 120 GSM, something like that. It is quite a bit thinner, and it is. It also has a matte finish, and it's not smooth. It's sort of a textured, almost finish to it. It's smooth, but not smooth, if you know what I mean. So I have these on this, and I have some on the other. Like these 2 got printed on hard cardstock. These 2 did not. So I'm going to do this. And each of these little pockets apparently will hold 4 of the little sets. So there are 4. Let's play with this. Oh, yeah. really don't like these tiny skinny. I love them once they're done, once they're in place. I hate them when you try to fold them because they never want to do what you want. All right. Yep, that worked a little bit easier. So I'm going to suggest that you fold the outside one first and then fold your inside ones. Now, you can put these together two ways. You can put them together with the flap on the back, this is going to be glued in, or you can put them together with the flap on the inside, like this. You want to make sure that you've got your little edge, your little spiny edge, all folded nice and squared, no matter which way you do it. Now, folding it on the outside is a little trickier because you have to make sure that you don't lose your little square thing. So you have to kind of do it differently. Doing it on the inside is a little easier because you just sort of bring that up and glue it on, kind of thing. Push in your sides and just kind of do it that way. I'm doing it on the inside. I'm not worrying about because you're putting in cards is the sort of the idea behind doing them on the outside is that they won't catch on these flaps. You don't have a flap in the inside on the bottom. That's going to be annoying. It probably won't catch on. Now you want to get these right, like that, and then you move over. Come on, there you go. There you go. See, you just kind of get them in place and then just kind of hold them on the top and the bottom and just gently rub. You're not pressing down because if you press down, you'll flatten your edge, and you don't want to do that. So that is pretty good. And then just, make sure that it stays in place, especially if you're using glue, because glue does take a few moments to catch, no matter what glue you're using. There are some that call themselves instant catch, but they're really, you still have a couple of seconds that you need to kind of push it and just keep it in place. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. The idea is to try and get rid of the little hole at the bottom. I don't really care. I don't really care. Okay, and they're going to go in here like this. So you've got a wide one like this. This is the wide one. Then you've got the skinnier one, the narrow one, and the narrow one goes in beside it. No, this is the wrong one. Hang on. Are these the same size? These two are. They are the same size. Do I have something else? Sorry, I'm talking away here to myself, but maybe I have something else. These were the other ones. These were the ones that were the extras that I got. And these are for in your library books. And these are supposed to be for in your library books, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe these are the skinny one. I didn't even cut this off. That's why it looks weird. This one didn't get cut off. Yeah, it's supposed to be cut off here. Well, it looks kind of weird. Thought I'd cut all the edges off, but I hadn't cut these ones off. Well, you get to see me cut something now. See? Isn't that a treat? I thought these were the pockets that went in the library book. Well, hello. It's been a couple of hours since I last was here. I know it doesn't feel like it to you, but it has been, trust me. And you can see that things have changed a lot. I think what we were doing when I was so rudely interrupted, the camera stopped, and I kept going, and yeah, a lot got done. Anyway, what I ended up doing is I went and found out that yes, these two are different in size, and yes, they were the ones that belonged on the inside of the folio. So I had almost finished putting the thing together when I realized the camera had stopped again. So I just kept going and finished most of it. Well, I pretty much finished all of it. But I wanted to show you what I've done. So I basically it just had the tabs on the back, and I just glued it together in a logical way. And we had pretty much finished everything else on this thing, so I didn't feel really super bad. I finished doing these, which were really simple, and there's only the two of them. And I did mine on the inside, not the outside, so, you know, these are what go inside your book. So if you've got a book, you would put these on the inside of the cover and glue them in, you know. Like, well, I don't know, some of you will remember library books and library cards, and others won't. But on the inside, sort of facing cover, not the left cover, but the right cover, there was a card spot. Sometimes it was on the left, but most of the time it was here, and there was a card spot like this, a little envelope. And you would go into the library and you would borrow a book, and they would write on the card. They would pull the card for the book. Each book has a card that belongs to it, and you put the title and the author on it. And then on the card, it's very simple. It's the borrower's name and what date you want that book back. And then you just would take that, fill out the borrower's name, put in the due date, and slide it into the little card holder in the book. Mine is being a pain right now, but yeah. Okay, just go in there. Anyway, then you would slide it into the book like that, and they would take the book away. And then you would, no, you would take this out, sorry. You would take this out of the book. It would be kept in the book. You would take it out of the book. You would write in the borrower's name and the due date, and you would store that in another area, usually by alphabetical order of the borrower's name, not the book. And then when they returned it, you would scratch their name off, just put a line through their name, put this back in the book. Some libraries didn't bother with the line through, they just put it back in the book, and that would indicate that the book was back and on the shelf, and they wouldn't have it over here. But most would scratch the name off so that somebody else didn't come in, steal the book, leave the card behind someplace, so that person ended up getting charged for the book. Anyway, that's how the system worked. Now, in your little card holder, your personal library card holder and library card system, these would go in, you would glue them in, and this was the other set that I printed, and it is another free set. It came later, and I can't tell you the date that it came, but I'm going to leave the link to her page for this, and you can go over there, like for her YouTube channel for this, and you can go over there and you can join her newsletter. From there, there's a link, and then once you're in the newsletter, once you've got into the downloading area, you can download these things too. So I only put one together just to show you that they go together very much like these ones, only they're not as tall. They don't have as tall a back on them. And you just, again, just slide the card in after you loan it out, loan the book out. These ones don't fit in here the same. They're a little bit different, so they don't quite fit in the same. So I just put one together to show you how they go together. The cards all fit into the little holder, the little card holder. But these just don't fit in the same. But you can put them in the front, in your file cards, in this front area. They just tuck right in there. So then, how this goes together when you're done. Now I did it slightly different. I did it slightly different from Tina. That's the lady at Vectoria Designs. And what I did is I put my, like you close these two, no, you close these two doors, sorry. And I put, there are two doors here, for goodness sake. You close these two doors and then you put these over the top. Or you can do them the other way around. You can put these on the inside and these over the top. I'm doing mine this way because they just fit better. And I'm doing these two doors over the top. And then what I did is, how she did it was you tucked these in and this over the top. And she put these little circles onto here and here to hold it closed. I'm doing mine the opposite way. Doing it that way because I just find mine is holding differently. I may have made a fold wrong or something, I don't know. And then you just put these little circles on, and they're just held on with brads. And there are lots and lots of videos out there, including some on my own channel, that show how to do these brad things, these little circles and brads. It's not necessarily the best closing system, and I'm using quite a thick twine. It's almost like a kitchen twine, the cotton kitchen twine, but this is dyed. It is the same thickness as a heavier kitchen twine. Anyway, that's how I'm closing mine. And then to close this one, I did it very much like she did. You just close it like that, and then this just ties around. There's only one dot, and so you tie it around. So you go this way, and then wrap around this way, and then back through, and wrap around this way like that. And there's you're all tied up in a bundle, and that is it. That's the library card folio from Vectoria Designs, and I will put links, as I said, down in the click here area, and you can just click on the link and it'll take you over to her video of putting this together. And watch mine first because it's a little different, and I hope you watch it this far so that you hear me saying this. But mine's a little different than hers. I like to make things slightly different anyway on these various kits. I like to make them like my own. But then even if you don't watch hers, just go and click on the link and look in her drop down description area, the click here area. Just look in there, and she has a link in there to signing up for her newsletter and getting this kit free. She has a few other kits that are free. She has quite a few things that are free, but they're not necessarily kits. Her first few things are actually kits like this. Most of the ones that have been recent are a couple of pages, just some items. There's about 4 sheets in there, and they're different parts of a kit. So you might get a couple of journal pages in 2 different sizes, and then some ephemera that goes with it, maybe pockets or envelopes or something like that. There are generally 4 sheets of whatever it is that you get. It's still very generous, and you can use them in different ways in your different journals. Certainly have a good time with them, using them for different things. But there are quite a few folios. There are quite a few folios and as full folio kits that she's got in her first lot. So go and look at them, and definitely do this one. It is really nice, and you could use it for a number of different things besides the library cards. You wouldn't even have to do library cards if you didn't want to. You could put a different pocket on that one area where the library card pockets are, and use it for something else. But you could even use this one for photos because it's big enough. So yeah, do go and have a look at it. I'm going to stop now and say goodbye for this one. As I said earlier, this is our last tutorial type of video until after we get into the motorhome and get settled in there. And we're going to have the next video that we have will be Gary and I together talking about what's going on and what we're doing right now, and what our sort of future looks like. So do stay tuned for that, and do stop by when we've got that one uploaded, which I think will probably be on Saturday. I can't remember the date. I think it'll be on the Saturday. So yeah, do take care. We will talk to you as we can. Bye for now.